Hello all. In this video, I'm going to discuss how to draw plumber block in AutoCAD. Okay, firstly I will open the AutoCAD. First step I will do is to set the units. Okay, so I will type units in the command window and make sure the unit is mm and change the precision to 0.00. After setting units, I will set the limits. So limits and hit enter. Then limit is 0, and hit enter. The upper limit is for 500, 500, which I will use on this diagram. Normally I will use 400, 400. Then I will type Z enter A enter. Okay. So for the plumber block, I will start with the lower base of the figure. So I will the base is 208 mm. If you observe on the drawing. Okay. So now I will offset the line upwards so that it is 13 mm, so that I will obtain the thickness of the base. Offset this line upwards 13 mm. Okay, so this I will get the base. Okay, now if you observe carefully, the base is like an inclined line and it's not a straight line. Okay, so I need to draw that. For that I will select the line and turn off the ortho so that angle is 106 degree. So if it is not to this direction, it's to the other direction. So what I will do, I will subtract that value from the 180 using the calculator. So 180 minus 106, okay, which is 74. If I type that, I will get. Okay, so going into angle menu, I am using tab option. Okay, so I will trim off this edge also. Okay, so if you observe carefully, you will notice that there is a symmetry with respect to the center line. So I'm taking the center line here by typing half of the center line. So half 104 and typing hitting enter. By turning on the ortho, I will be getting center line. So then I will trim off the remaining lines. Okay. So I'll change the properties of the line by going into the by layer and other and load the layer. Select the line type to center. Make sure you change the global and current object scale factor to 0.6 as we normally do. Okay, and I will select this line and change its properties to center line. Now what I will do, I will draw the slot for fitting in the pin first. Okay, so for no, so this is the center of the pin, center of the portion where the pin is going. Okay, now I will also offset the base piece like this. Okay, which is at a 1 mm distance. Now what I have to do, I have to draw the portion where the head of the pin will come. So the dimensions are already there. So the height is 10 mm and the length is 24. Okay, and I will terminating the line here. Now the The thread portion is, I'm drawing that height is 66, okay, total, and here it is 12. Okay, I'm terminating it here. Now I will trim it off the non-required portions of the line. Okay, so the remaining portion I will draw, then only I will trim off the other parts. So from the center, the distance is, so then I am terminating it here. Okay, now I will trim off that extra edge which is coming there. Okay, okay, then I will use the fillet option and select one line and select this radius option and give the radius as 8 mm as already given in the figure. Hit enter and select the other line, so I'll get the fillet like this. Okay, now I need to draw the that circle portion of the plumber block. So I will show the dimensions from the top portion. It is at the distance of 15 plus 154. Okay, so that is that for the base portion. The distance is 70. Distance is 91. I should take. Okay, 91, and I will terminate the line here. Okay, then I will trim off the extra portion which is coming on the up. So then I will extend this upwards. Okay, so this is basically for the slot, so I don't need this extra line. I'll trim off this one. Okay, this is for the extra slot which you can see there. Then the other line also I need to draw. Okay, so then I will terminate the line here. Okay, now that bottom, if you observe carefully, you will see some small thing is there, and I will trim it off the extra part. Okay, now the remaining portion is the circular portion. So for that I need to, from here I need to come down. How much I need to come down? Okay, now I will draw the circle. Make sure you have selected the circle radius option. Now I will delete these lines which I have used to locate the circle. Okay, now I will trim off the extra parts of the circle. Okay, I will draw like this. Okay, then I trim off the circular parts to complete the figure. So whichever portion is not required, I am trimming it off. So the other side also I am trimming it off. Now I can mirror off that full part. I am selecting that and I am hitting, and after I am comfortable, I am selecting the center line also. After I am comfortable, I am hitting enter. Okay, then I am selecting the two end points of the mirror lines. Okay, then erase all subject option. I am clicking on no. Okay, now I got the base portion of the plumber block. Now I have to draw the slot portion. If you observe carefully, you can see that. So total width is 8 and this height also 8. Okay, 18 and so here also 8, and I'm going to terminate it on the circle and trim off the extra part. Trim, and then that parts also I will trim, and I will mirror that extra line to get the correct portion. And hitting enter, I am selecting two endpoints of the mirror line. Erase source subject no. Okay, then I will trim off that circle part which is there to get that perfectly. Now what I have to do, I have to draw that top portion of that plumber block. For that I need to come down, and now I need to shift the circular portion downwards to that. Okay, for that I am using the move option. Okay, I'm selecting that circular portions parts. Okay, so the other side also I'm selecting and then hitting enter and selecting about this point and moving and placing it here. Hello. Okay, now I'm drawing the top portion of the plumber block. Okay, then I'm trimming of these parts. Okay, so then the circular portion of the upper part. Okay, so I need to trim off. Now I need to, so the top portion I'm drawing. So I have unknowingly selected the circle center radius option. Okay, this portion also I'm deleting. Okay, now I need to locate the center of that top portion by coming down. I need to calculate it. the distance is 12 plus 16 plus 8. Okay, so that is 36. Need to come down. So then I will put the line like this to identify the center. Okay, now I will draw the circle center radius. Okay, then I am drawing the circle. The radius is 24, so that will be the circular portion of the top portion. Notice that the two circular portions are not perfectly matching. That is as per the diagram which you already observed. So now I cannot able to turn. So I am extending those lines. The other line also to this side. Now I will remove the extra parts. Okay. So now I need to draw the center piece of the plumber block. So for that I'm just checking the dimensions by drawing the circle. Okay, and then drawing the upper curved portion and trimming these two ends. And then deleting that line. Now I will trim that inside part also. Now the top portion is done. Okay. I'm also deleting the center part. Okay. Now I need to draw the pin, which its total length is 96. Okay. So basically from here it is 96. So I'm typing 96 and hitting enter. So it is at a higher position. So I will zoom out and complete the nut pin. Like this. Okay, then I'm terminating it here. So then I will also draw the other part also. Then after that I will mirror off about the center line to get the other extended part. Okay, these three parts I will, after selecting those lines and hitting enter and mirror about this line. Okay, then enter. Now I will extend the center line like this. Now I have to draw the two nuts. Before that I am drawing the circle of diameter 26. Okay. Now I need to select a polygon. Okay, number of sides I will select a 6 and hit enter. Now option is circumscribed about circle option I need to select. Then upper point like this. So then I will project the end point of the polygon to get the length of the nut. Okay, like this. Okay, then I will draw the first thickness is 8 mm. Okay, the total distance also I will only draw the half portion and then trim it off. Okay, so this portion I'm drawing, but I will trim off and I will mirror. Okay, I will trim off these parts and I will mirror about that. Instead, I could also be have been taking from the upper, so I had to turn like this. Okay, so I can mirror these two lines, then hit enter, mirror about this line, then erase source object. No. Okay, now I can mirror that nut again. If you observe carefully, we have two nuts of one of height 8 mm and one of height 12 mm. So I will draw these two lines also, which will correspond to these edges. So I will draw it as a line. Then I will try to trim it off the other parts. Then I will mirror this to get that on the other side. Okay, like this. After getting the nut one side, what I'm going to do. I'm going to mirror it downwards. I'm checking the mirror option and selecting the nut. After my selection is complete, I'm hitting enter and mirror about this like this. Okay, erase all subject now. So one is 8 and one is 12, so I need to use offset option. So offset 4 mm downwards, then okay 4 mm, then I select this and down. Now the one of the nut become 12 mm and delete that and extend the lines to make the thickness as 12 mm. I will use the extend option and select whichever required lines I want to extend. Okay, so these lines I need to extend. Now I need to draw that top portions of the, so I'm making sure that it's 12 mm. Now I need to draw that top portions of the nuts, so for that I am offsetting 1 mm. So here and top also I need to offset. Okay, like this. So for the bottom nut I am using 2 mm distance. Okay. So here also I am using 2 mm. After that I am hitting escape to complete my command. Then for drawing that curved portion I am using 3-point arc. So while drawing, I'm not getting the midpoint directly. So that is the problem I'm facing. Okay. So for that, what turn off the ortho for then only also I'm getting. So I'm using CL option. Selecting these lines, I will get the center line. Okay. Again CL, then hitting enter. CL center line option I'm taking. Then selecting these whichever two lines I need center line. So I got the center line, which is already on the center. So I know I don't need that. Okay. Now again for the other parts, CL, then hit enter. I will selecting these lines. I will get the center line like this. Okay. Now I will use the 3-point arc method. Okay. I will also use the center line between these two lines so that I can mirror it downwards. Okay. So here also I will do for mirroring easily. So I will use 3-point arc method between these points. So clicking on that, again by hitting escape button I will get that command, and clicking on the endpoints, two endpoints and then the midpoint which we already got by drawing the center line. This center line, then the endpoint, directly clicking and clicking escape to complete the command. Now I don't need these two center lines, so I am deleting it. Now I will mirror these curves which we have drawn to the down by using the center line, the horizontal center line which we have drawn. Two endpoints of that horizontal center line, erase source of this now. Now I don't need the center line, so I am deleting it. I will trim off these extra parts which are there. Now showing it detailedly. First one I will show, then I will skip off the other things. So all these upper parts we need to trim off. Okay, so like this I have trimmed off. Now I will use the center line option here also. Again here also I will use the center line option. I will take the 3-point arc method. Again repeat the same thing on the middle and the other end point. Okay, after that clicking escape to complete it. Then click on this endpoint, and the other endpoint. After that clicking escape to complete it. Again taking the curve, clicking on the endpoint, then clicking on the middle and clicking on the other point, escape to complete. Now I will again mirror it to the down. These endpoints, these central lines I no longer need, so I am deleting it. Taking the mirror option and selecting these lines, then hitting enter, taking these two endpoints, okay, like this. So I will get central lines, and so I will trim off the parts. So whichever is not required, I am trimming it off. Okay, like this. So I need to trim off how much things. So I need to carefully do that. So bottom portion also I am trimming. So this portion will take some time, but be patient to do that so that it look nice. Okay, after escape, clicking escape to complete. So this center line also I don't want, so I can delete it. Okay, now I can mirror that about the center line to the other. Okay, but I will change my mirror option and selecting this, then hitting enter, and this is the mirror line, then erase all subject now. Okay, now I need to draw the center portion of the plumber block. So for that I am using a different color. The center portion is called brass as per the diagram. So I'm naming my layer as brass. Okay, I'm changing the color to okay, so that it is visible. Okay, I'm closing it off. Now I'll change my layer, not here, current layer from 0 to brass while I'm start drawing. Okay, so I'll take the I'll, I'll take any center. I'm going to the So I am finding the center, then drawing the center circle. Okay, 44. It will be like this. Okay. Now what you have to do? You have to move it about this point. Okay. Take your small option. Select this line. Hit enter. Okay. Move about this point and to here. Okay. So that it will perfectly fitting. Okay. Now we can draw the other circles about the center of the new circle. 32. One more outer circle will come.